Hey, what's up?
How we doing? How we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. I'm blessed.
Hope your workout was good.
Oh yeah, it was. It was. It was definitely a good one today. Definitely.
Yeah. Uh, Again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to come on and talk about your journey and everything.
No doubt about it. I appreciate you for having me, man. Likewise.
Yep. Welcome to episode 195 of the Business Take. I'm here with 2026 NFL Draft Prospect Qian Magwood from Ball State University, and I'm excited to have him on to talk about his journey of how he got to where he is today and much more. So, welcome.
Thank you.
So how did your recruiting process start?
So it's pretty like the typical recruiting process. Starting in high school for like how most athletes start. I received my first offer from Marcus Freeman over at when he was at Cincinnati University, and that was kind of like where I got the ball rolling. And was like, okay, we could do something here. And going into my senior year, I had a pretty good sophomore campaign that propelled me into like I don't want to say like I was a highly started to, get some traction. I don't want to say like stardom or success, but it got me some traction going into my senior year, and the recruitment picked up as it go as the years went on with my senior year. I picked up majority of the MAC. Then on the back end, I had a couple bigger schools like Michigan State come in, and Ohio State try to come in late and try to swoop me up. But by that time, I was already committed to a Ball State. So yeah, ultimately, yeah, I had a pretty good recruiting process. It was pretty smooth.
Hmm. Uh, how did your football experience go back in high school?
Oh man, it was fun. It was fun. I played with some great teammates. Some that are in the NFL now, and so my football experience. I got my first start in my first ever game. It was kind of weird. Well, not my first start. It was I actually became like I got to play. So I didn't really I'm 13 years old. I entered high school pretty early. Most people enter like 14, 15-year-old age level, but I entered at 13, and like I said, man, when I first first game of my high school career, I didn't really expect to play. We had seniors who were coming back for their last year, and had some success already. So I'm just really just trying to, take whatever is given to me, whatever opportunity is given to me. Rather, I did play gunner, so that was like where I rotated at gunner. That was where I was on the depth chart. But as far as like defense or offensive positions, I'm kind of like fourth string, until I thought so. So what ended up happening, to make a long story short, we had a corner go down, and he went down the first play of the game. So it's like, okay, we already the depth chart's already kind of weird. We had guys that was playing at different positions. They like, all right, you're up, and I'm like, me, like I'm up, So yeah, I got my first shot. We was playing Bishop Watterson. I like to share this. Urban Meyer, who was Ohio State's head coach at the time, his son was on the other team, so I was able to play against him in front of Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer was at that game, and that was like one of the first times where I'm like, okay, I belong, And it was actually my first high school game, so it was a pretty cool experience.
What was your top five colleges that recruited you that you thought that you would make an impact for them?
Shoot, if I can, like I said, I graduated in 2020, and it's been a while since then. If I can remember, I know Ball State was always because Ball State was my third or second offer, I think. So they were always around. Toledo was another school that I really liked heavily, just with their program and how Jason Candle, who was the coach at the time, how he ran his program. Sheesh. Eastern Michigan. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think that's really just the top three. I don't think I had a top five. I think that was, and I narrowed that down kind of like my junior year, And like I said, so I didn't get to tell you this, but my academics. So I didn't have like. I didn't have the worst academics, but it wasn't as high as schools would like to for them to be. With you coming into their university, but so that definitely played a part in my recruitment process. But those are the top three schools that I was really filling out and really was excited about, potentially going to.
Hmm. How long have you been playing football for?
Man, it feels like it since I've been able to walk, man. First picked up a football at 4 years old. My grandfather, he was the first person to ever put a football in my hands, and what's so crazy, he always kind of treated me like a grown man. Essentially, I remember the day he had he had asked me like, "You want to play football?" I'm 4 years old. He's like, "You want to play football?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he just goes and sign me up and play for sign up for the Westland Cougars, one of the local teams back in my area in Columbus, Ohio. And I remember my mom being so livid at him, like, my baby, he's only 4. Because you're not supposed to play till you're 6. So I was playing 2 years early anyway. Like everything I always did, I was always accelerated and always early and always ahead of the curve. So yeah, like I'm not supposed to play till I'm 6. And here's my grandfather signing me up, like, man, we work out every day. He's ready, So he was the first person to put me into the game and instill the game into me. And definitely I'm grateful for it. And as you see where I am now, about to go to the NFL. So it definitely it's paying off.
Tell me a little about your growing up in your hometown and getting to where you're at today.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio, the Hilltop area to be more specific. People deem it as a place where you wouldn't typically or want to raise a child, or just the lower end. But I think it's a very great place, especially because it's all about how you adapt to your environment and how you use your environment to make you a positive person and player essentially when it comes to me. So yeah, I think that was something that definitely molded me as far as my grit and my determination and my hunger and my humbleness, and just my gratitude overall and just how I approached the game. It was my mom; she was extremely influential in my life. My grandfather, my grandmother, my biological father. We really didn't have much of a relationship, but my stepdad, he was extremely influential in my life as well. So I had a male figure in my life. And yeah, they continue to pour into me, all the way up throughout my life, all the way into this to today. I still continue to get poured in to at the age of 23 and still get learning lessons from them and just experience from them. So my upbringing was very, very fruitful and very supportive. I'm just so grateful for them, just helping me really get to this point and push further than this point, with my next leap is being in the NFL.
What is your biggest strength and weakness on the football field?
My biggest strength is a playmaking ability. I believe no matter how you give me the ball, I can just make a play whenever the ball's in my hands. And not only when the ball's in my hands, I threw a touchdown this year. So even when passing the ball, blocking is part of playmaking as well. I believe my blocking is superior, and that's going to be one of the areas I really set myself apart in. I would say my weakness. I'm really not sure. I really don't. I really don't know. I don't know. I can't lie to you. I mean, definitely things that I work on. I wouldn't call it a weakness because like it's all part of the game of football. But definitely things that I like to work on is my blocking. Always with me being a receiver, I don't really get that many reps. As normal as like an O lineman or somebody. But so hey, I don't really know my weaknesses. I really don't even want to say them honestly. But if I was to know them, but yeah, like I said, it's always areas that you can improve on. Even like things that I do really well, like route running. I'm always trying to improve on that, catching stuff like that. So it's really no strengths or weaknesses, but I would say my biggest strength is definitely probably my playmaking ability. I think that's just from a skill set standpoint.
Hmm. Uh, any experience playing any other sports in high school
Yeah,
other than football?
yeah. So I was a 4 year starter in basketball, football, and I ran track as well. So yeah, man, I pretty much it was go from football season to from football season to basketball season, from basketball season to track. So and then during track I was playing AAU basketball as well. So I really never really had a break in high school. So like when I got to college, that was kind of like my first time ever really having an off season. Like I'd never had an off season in my life until I got to college, and it actually showed up like, man. So this is what people do in the off season, like. You just, you get some time to yourself, that mental release, and just to really take that debriefing period, So yeah, like I was a busy kid all throughout high school, middle school, and everything. So yeah.
What has been your uh, most most challenging part playing at Ball State?
Um, I wouldn't even say it was on the field because with me, I don't think it was ever about ability. I adapted to the play style and the speed of the game very, very naturally. I would say it was more so just about the adjusting as far as mentally. With me being the only child and me being entering college young as well, which I entered at 17. I don't think I really was ready mentally for the jump in the space that I was entering. The realm that I was entering in with that being a college football player. And I think that was where area where I improved the most was just mentally. That was the biggest thing.
Hmm. Uh, how did you find ways to pick Ball State?
How did I find ways to pick ball state? You said.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so for me, when I was going into my decision process or decision making process, I really would just focus on getting out of Ohio. Like I said, I like Toledo. That was pretty much the only Ohio school that was still in the mix, just because like I said, I like Coach. I love Coach Candle. I still love him to this day. Still support him. He just moved over to UConn, but yeah, that was pretty much the only school. So I wanted to get out of Ohio, but I just had them in my top three just because of that relationship dynamic that I had with Coach Candle. And then so I was getting out of Ohio, but I didn't want to go too far. I wanted to go somewhere where my family could access me, but also where I can become my own man and develop and learn on my own. So that's really where Ball State fit like right into play. You know what I'm saying? With Ball State only being 2.5 hours away from me, depending on the route that you take. With me being in Columbus, Ohio, so that's what ultimately got me to Ball State, and also with Coach New, that coaching staff. Like I said, they believed in me, man. Like I'm talking about, truly believed in me, man. Even when I didn't believe in myself, and they stayed with me throughout my whole recruiting process. They offered me early, one of the first schools to offer me, and they stayed with me the whole duration of my recruitment process. So I just felt like it was a perfect fit.
Hmm. What are your thoughts on how this past season went for you?
For me personally, or for our team.
For you personally and for your
Okay.
team.
Okay, well, I'll start with the team. I don't think the team had the team success that we thought we deserved or what we earned. But hey, it's how it goes sometimes in life. And I know this was the foundation year with this being Coach U's first year at the helm. So I expect big things from the program moving forward. But I would say that this team was a little we underachieved, in my opinion, just from what we set out to do from a team standpoint, and just the belief and the skills that we had. I mean, the skillful players we had in those rooms. I definitely feel like we underachieved from the standpoint of that. But me personally, I would say that as well. I don't think I was rewarded the success that I have put the work in for, rather for, that's with playing a receiver, it's a very dependent position. I have to depend on a lot of things. It's a lot of moving parts, rather it be from the O line to getting a clean snap to making the quarterback being able to make a clean read to making a proper read or choosing you if you're the proper read. So, what I'm saying, I play a very dependent position. So I try not to be too hard on myself about the statistics or the numbers of the aspect of it. But I also knew the work that I did put in and continue to put in, and no matter what the circumstances was, I continued to show up daily, and that's the biggest thing I took away from that. So, and it ultimately got me to this point and still have an opportunity to make it to the next level. So I definitely don't have any regrets about last season at all, and it was ultimately all a learning lesson for both me, my teammates, and our coaching staff. So yeah.
Hmm. What's it like leading up to the pro day that you have in the coming days?
You said so. Really, right now, I think I just we just hit our last big lift of basically the training period. Like now it's just about
Hmm.
cleaning up the little things. The little things that I need to clean up as far as technique. Wise, and then showtime. March 2nd is creeping up on us fast. I think we're about 9 days out at the recording of this interview, so it's about, hey, it's just about getting there now. The work is done, the work has been put in. I'm feeling extremely confident. I'm extremely grateful more than anything, and blessed just to have this opportunity. But now that I do have this opportunity, I'm going to go out there and create the next one. So
What are some cool things to know about yourself outside of football?
Man, I'm extremely faith based. My grandmother Teresa Carter, she did a great job of instilling my faith in me. And that's really what ultimately got me to this point, just having the utmost faith in the utmost faith in God and in myself, and understanding He's with me through everything. And another thing about me, I'm like, people like I guess is like a cool fact is this: I'm the only child and I'm left-handed, so it's like two
Hmm.
one of the things, anomaly things that people really don't see, with you being the only child, and it's not a lot of left-handed people in this world. So, that's just, I guess that's some of the cool facts you can know about me.
Speaking of left-handed, I'm actually left-handed also.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So you know how it feels like to be in school and the desk is on the right hand side and you don't have anywhere to rest your arm, and everybody
yeah,
just we live in a right hand society. That's what I like to say. Everything is made for them. Even the door handles is on the right hand. You know what I mean? So it's just, hey, we're different. Dare to be different. Don't change.
yeah. Who in your family do you look up to?
My mom. My grandmother. That's just from a life aspect, from a role model aspect, just all aspects. My grandmother is no longer here with us. She passed February 9th in 2024, but she was somebody I definitely looked to just as a role model, a leader, somebody I could count on that was very dependable as far as whatever it was, rather it be financially, whatever you needed to count on her, she would be there for you. And if she couldn't, she would find a way to make it happen. So it's the same way as my mom. That was her. That's her daughter. So she's a direct extension and a direct correlation to my grandmother. I'm talking about. Sometimes I look at them, they look exactly alike. Like it's kind of scary sometimes. But also like just as far as from a sports standpoint, my cousin Qian Carter, he was the first. He was the first overall draft pick to the Bengals. I forgot the year, but he was the first overall draft pick to the Bengals, Cincinnati Bengals. He had a short-lived career, just an injury-plagued career, but he's somebody I definitely look up to, just because he lived it. He lived the life that I'm aspiring to live, and he's somebody that I look on and lean on to for advice, throughout this period and really just throughout life. And
Hmm.
also my grandfather as well. My grandfather, I can't forget him. He's the like I said, he's the one that put the football in my hands. But definitely him too, man. And that's the thing. That dude, he helped Kijana as well. So he's also has some lived experience with the NFL as well. He's seen it as well.
What current or former NFL player do you compare your game to?
So former, I would say Antonio Brown. I think that's somebody. This the thing. Before I've been an AB fan. Before I've been in college. Before anything, like when I was a child, he was a pretty popular receiver. So it's just even. It's like I even start to adapt more to his game and understand his story more with him playing in the MAC like I did. He played at Central Michigan. I played at Ball State. So it's somebody else, somebody that I definitely leaned into and looked to. Like hey man, this is like our similarities, our measurables, our play style. You know what I mean? He's somebody that can play in the slot. He can play outside. With him only being 5'11", I'm taller than him. Well, I think he's like 5'10". I'm 6 foot, so I'm just a couple inches taller than him. But our play styles are still similar, still same type of weight, and stuff like that. But also Doug Baldwin. I feel like Doug Baldwin was somebody that I really watched a lot as a kid that really didn't get his flowers. And even to this day, like I still watch tape of those guys, just trying to steal little nuggets from them because football is always moving, it's ever flowing, but it's still things that you could take from the past and mix it with the new. But somebody currently that I look up to, I would say Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase. Who else? Amon St. Brown, like, and it's all for different reasons, just different guys like JSN, Cooper Cup, Justin Jefferson. They all have things that they do that I like to take and add to my game and just learn from. Definitely.
Hmm. Uh, how many hours a day do you take the time to watch film?
How many? Say that one more time.
Yeah. How many hours a day do you take the time to watch film?
So after I'll say about now because it's like really not really much game film I can actually have access to, but like just tapes and cut ups that I have access to, I'll probably say about an hour and a half roughly. It's not really during the season it was a lot higher. As I say, it's not really much for me to watch now because I don't have like access to my iPad and all the game cut ups and stuff like that. But I'll say yeah, I'll take at least an hour and a half of my day really just to go watch the guys that I love. Honestly, like I'm infatuated with their game, their play style, and just learn and take little nuggets. So yeah, roughly about an hour or so.
Hmm. What makes you a unique football player?
My playmaking ability, my resilience, like I'm truly resilient. I'm not going to quit. And just my approach to the game. I feel like my approach is a lot different than a lot of players, just because, like I said, because of my upbringing, because I was the people that poured into me and made me understand the importance of gratitude. Every time I step on that field, I understand that like this could be my last time. Not rather that be through due to injury, rather that be through like this is a cutthroat business I'm entering with the NFL. So it's like I'm never taking that for granted. You know what I'm saying? And just my playmaking ability is very unique, man. Like it doesn't matter how you give me the ball, you're gonna see it soon. Like you probably didn't watch like because you watch my games in college and stuff, but like at the NFL level, I understand what's going to set me apart is going to be my playmakers. It's a league full of playmakers, but I'm just different, man. I can't wait to display that, whether that be through special teams, like whatever role I'm assigned, I'm going to maximize that role. Definitely.
Hmm. What back in high school? What was your favorite memory or play that you had?
Man, you taking me back. I'm trying to think. I would say maybe it was one of these plays that was a punt return. My homeboy, Damien, my boy Dane. That's my boy. I gotta hit him up now. Now that I'm talking about this play, he had caught the punt return. He actually caught it, and it was like a guy, like a group of guys, like kind of like was like trying to gang tackle him, and he pitched the ball to me like backwards, like backwards lateral it to me, and I took off and scored a touchdown. And that was just like one of those moments where and it was one of those moments where, for me, it was kind of eye opening that somebody was that, trustworthy of me. Because that's not a play that's designed. That's not coaching. You know what I'm saying? That's just two players being in sync, understanding and having that connection with each other. And also, he was one of the first people to be there in the end zone as well. Like after he pitched me the ball, he was able to make it to the end zone. Didn't fin and give up on the play. So just understanding. And if you look at the end of the play, I'll find it for you. I went up and hugged him because I'm like, bro, like that was just so surreal for me because he was able to, just trust me like that. And then, like, because I'm standing there waiting for him, like just trying to like keep him up or whatever. He just handed me the ball, like, bro, take off. You know what I mean? So it was definitely a cool moment.
What do you like to do in your free time?
Shoot, sleep these days, man. With this training and everything, man. I just I've been sleeping, man. But other than that, when I have like some true free time and I'm not training as hard as I am right now, I like to play the video game. I'm a pretty cool guy. I like the like we chopped it up. I like to watch hoops. I love hoops, man. That was my first love. Basketball was my first love. So watch as much college hoops as I can, watch as much NBA hoops as I can, watch as much football as I can. I'm a true lover of sports. Baseball as well. I'm trying to get into that baseball. I got a couple guys over there that I like, but yeah, man, I'm just a true lover of sports. I just love to watch sports, play the game with the guys, spend time with the fam, man. Quality time is the best time spent.
I'm a big fan of your TikTok, and I love it.
Mm,
I love what you're doing with
I
the
appreciate that.
people that come on each and every day, and
I appreciate that.
the way we connected was amazing, and uh, social media these days is phenomenal
Definitely.
with the way it is, and I'm I'm really grateful to have the connection with you with everything, and I hope I grow, I continue to grow the relationship over the years, and much more players down the road.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. I'm talking about the connection that we have sparked through, just the internet, simply put. It's crazy to how you can learn so much about people just on this small little phone that you got, man. So it's definitely a blessing. Likewise, I don't take our relationship or friendship or brotherhood for granted at all.
So I know that you got the pro day coming up. Got anything fun planned for the rest of the year?
So you still have anything planned for the rest of the year? You said.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, so after my pro day, March 2nd, shoot, draft is right around the corner. Right after that, April 23rd through 25th. So I plan on hearing my name, and if I don't hear my name, I plan on getting that phone call. Nevertheless, so just waiting on that phone call. After my pro day, going out there, maximizing that opportunity, and then just taking every day as it goes. Man, just staying prayed up and staying grateful.
Hmm. Uh, it was it's always a great time to get to chop it up with you and talk life and everything beside it, like football and stuff. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck with everything. And I'll definitely stay in touch with you.
No doubt about it, bro. God bless. I appreciate you for this opportunity, man.
Yep. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yep, you too.
Thank you.